Turn your music up. I'm not going to get my seat to where I'll be at peace or right. Send me so right, pasa el cuenta como para pasarla caliente, no sabes sexo, bronceado de calor, no puede estar mejor. Cuenta como para bailando caliente. I'm not going in, tengo la cintura rodilla al piso, right, para salir. Cuenta como para pasarla caliente. No sabes sexo, bronceado de calor, no puede estar mejor. Cuenta como para bailando caliente. De cualidad frente, no favorece el sol, bronceado y el calor, no puede estar mejor. I'm not going in, tengo la cintura rodilla al piso, right, para salir. Cuenta como para pasarla caliente. No sabes sexo, bronceado de calor, no puede estar mejor. Bailando caliente, de cualidad frente, no favorece el sol, bronceado y el calor, no puede estar mejor.
Your hands on the floor and keep on rocking, rock it up on the floor. If you're a criminal, kill it home. Feel it with all floor.
É pra quebrar cultura, vamos dançar cultura. Seja morena, loira, vem balançar cultura. you from voice and face. Remember peace as hard as possible without surrender. The terms with persons. Speak your truth about it. And listen to others. Even they too have this. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. Their vexations to a spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you will become their human wisdom. You're always there be greater and less persons than yourself. Enjoy achievements, thoughts, facts. Keep interested in your career, outcome, and be yourself. Especially, do not feign affection. Neither least of all, for in the face of vulnerability and disenchantment, it is serene as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in some misfortune. But do not distress yourself with imaginings. Many fears born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than trees in the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt, the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, breathe peace with God. Whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy.
Good evening and welcome to Highlands High School and District 3 Town Hall. Thank you to our Mighty Owl Band, the Brigade Dance Team, our Color Guard, and our award-winning JROTC Armed Drill Team. A note about our JROTC Armed Drill Team: they are advancing and will be competing in 2 national competitions in Florida at the end of this month. So another round of applause for them, please. We are glad you're joining us tonight and giving us the opportunity to present the accomplishments of our district and our high school. We are looking forward to sharing all that we have to offer here at Highlands, including our new P-Tech, which is a Pathways in Technology Early College High School that's set to open next year, as well as introducing our new dual language program. After the presentation, we have student leaders who are happy to take you on a tour of our beautiful campus, and you will have the opportunity to meet the teachers in each department and learn about all the courses that we have to offer. Now, before I introduce our leader, I would like to ask all of our feeder pattern principals and Highlands administration and CAN administration to please stand and be recognized. Also, do we have any Highlands alumni in the house? If so, would you please stand? All Highlands alumni. Woo-woo! There we go. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce you to our leader and chief. Superintendent Pedro Martinez joined San Antonio ISD in 2015 with a targeted focus on improving academic achievement. As a data-driven leader with in-depth knowledge of academic reform strategies, he firmly believes students will rise to the challenge with the proper supports. That by setting the bar high, many more students will demonstrate the aptitude and aspiration to perform at higher levels and be well prepared for college and career. Superintendent Martinez's leadership propelled the district in 2019 to earn a B rating by the Texas Education Accountability System. Under his leadership, the district continues to soar and has seen tremendous improvement in the quality of education for students and in the facilities in which they are receiving that education. In 2020, the district, with the approval of you, the community of voters, passed a $1.3 billion bond, the district's largest bond package ever. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly introduce Superintendent Pedro Martinez.
Good evening, Highlands community. First of all, I want to thank our amazing leader, Dr. Pruitt. She continues the great leadership here at Highlands. And I have a little surprise for all of you, but specifically for one student that I want to invite him on up to the stage. His name is Calvin Rodriguez. If you can come up to the stage, sir. So Calvin, as you saw him earlier with his ROTC team. He was selected as our SAISD All-Star student, and we had selected him back last fall. So, you know, that was we only select one student per year. So let's give him an applause for his leadership. So, Calvin, I have a certificate for you, but I have an additional surprise for you. So the UPS store, which sponsors all the KENS 5 All-Star Student Awards, has also given you a $500 scholarship. Oh. So first of all, sir, you're the reason why I do this work. You inspire me. Thank you for your leadership. I have a certificate for you, and we will be delivering you a scholarship in the next, I think, the next couple of weeks. So I promise to give you that. But let me put on my mask just so that we continue to practice our safety. And let us, here you go, sir. So if there's one takeaway that I want our community to have, is that our students are phenomenal. When we give our students the support that they need, they reach their goals, they exceed our expectations, and it happens every time. And so that is the main thing that I've learned here in San Antonio. That is what I know about our Highlands students, but it's about all of our students in San Antonio ISD. So let me share with you a few things we want to talk about tonight. So let me start with, we got a good number of questions. A lot of the questions were about COVID, where we're at, where we're at right now, where we're going to be next year. So let me answer a couple of those questions first. So first of all, again, my name is Pedro Martinez. I've been blessed to be your superintendent for the last 6 years now. I myself, just a little information, I have 2 children. I'm 11-year-old and a 7-year-old, a little boy and a little girl. They couldn't be more different. I always have a lot of empathy for our parents because as a parent myself, I know how difficult it is. They both go to our district, 2 different schools because they're both different students. They like different things. I was born in Mexico, came to this country when I was turning 6, first in my family to graduate from high school, to graduate from college. Because of my decisions, my family grew up in poverty, but because of my decisions, every one of my siblings, and they all took different paths, has either finished or is finishing college, including 4 teachers in the family, an oncology nurse. One of my brothers actually joined the military right after high school, went to the Iraq War, served 2 terms, came back healthy, finished his education. And so for me, when I think about our children and our students, I really think a lot about the kind of upbringing that I went through. My parents taught me to give back to the community, to give service, to have integrity. And really, for us, they had a 2nd grade education. They did the best they could. But for me, that's what I feel. Our parents, you want the best for your children, and it is our job to partner with you to get them to their dreams. So that is our goal. And so what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to share with you some information about where our district has been. I'll start with some questions about COVID. So today, where are we at? So the good news is that our community cases have been going down, and they've been coming down regularly. We as a district have been very conservative. We have right now approximately 50% of our children in person, and we want to gradually bring in more students. Why is that? Because we have seen that for many of our children that are remote, they really have struggled. And in fact, it's interesting, as we're having more children come into our buildings, you could just see the excitement of the students. The excitement to see their teachers, to see their friends. They really did miss school. Now, with that, any family who wants to keep their child remote for the whole year, you will be able to do that. And we're going to make sure next year, any child that needs to start remote and stay remote, as long as you need them to, you will have that option. But for this year, what we want to do is slowly bring in more students with parents' permission. The good news is, as of today, every staff, every one of my team members, every one of my staff, every teacher, every support personnel that wanted to get vaccinated got their 2nd shot by today. So that is the entire district, everybody. That's our entire staff. So that's the good news. By the way, we are now starting to work with our partners to vaccinate our students. So last week on Friday, I got a chance to send about 200 students and their parents could get vaccinated. So we started doing that with our high school students, with our seniors. Last Friday, parents, I need your help with this. We are going to be doing a survey to all of our high school students on who's interested in getting a vaccine, and we're going to arrange for that for any high school students 16-year-olds and up. So that survey, we're going to be getting it out to you this week. But what we want to do is just make it easy for you. And it's not required, but it is just whoever wants to be vaccinated. I feel like it's one of the gifts that we can give our high school seniors before they graduate, to get them vaccinated. By the way, we also want to get them their meningitis shots, because many of the colleges, that is an obstacle. When they start college, if they don't have their meningitis shot, they have to go get it. It costs like $200 a shot. And that is a lot to spend. We can get it for free right now. So that's one of the things I'm going to ask for your help. I want our seniors to get vaccinated. Again, it always will be your choice. I'll always respect parents' choices, but I want to make that easy for you and your children. So know that's coming. And then with that, when we start the new year, like I said, we'll have remote options, but our goal will be to start with as many children in person. And that's why I want to partner with you on vaccinations. We are hearing that vaccines for children as young as 12 years old could be approved as early as next month. So as you can imagine, I'm getting ready already as we start helping our high school students get vaccinated. I want to continue all the way down to our middle school students. And again, I see that happening throughout the summer. For our youngest students, vaccines probably won't be approved until the end of the calendar year, potentially early next year. So we know that there will be students that may have to start remote with our district at the beginning of the year. So again, those are the things that I want you to know. But right now, cases are low. We have COVID testing in every school. Our positivity rates are very low. If they stay low, I'd like to bring in more children with parents' permission and do it very gradually. So that's the goal, and to end strong. So let me start with this presentation. So again, I will be doing the first part. Trustee Guerrero's traveling for work, but she will be doing a virtual presentation live. And so you'll get to see that, and that's pretty cool. So first of all, I always want to kick off with this. The last time we had testing district-wide was in 2019, and we had those results, and our commissioner from the state of Texas came and announced statewide results for the first time in our district history. And they announced it here in the South Side, by the way, at Shank School, because it was one of the most improved schools in the entire state of Texas. Went from a C to an A. I see our amazing principal. And so they announced results. And so what the commissioner shared was that the district was a B district, but which, I'll show you our improvement in a couple of slides. We knew that because we had done projections. What we didn't know was that San Antonio ISD had the highest achievement gains of any of the districts in Texas. So there's 1,200 school districts. We had the highest achievement gains statewide. And in fact, what he said was, San Antonio ISD is the district to watch, and he said it to the media. He said, San Antonio is showing the state that poverty will not determine the destiny of their children. And so those were quotes directly from the commissioner. And why did he say that? Well, this has been a trajectory. So when I started in 2015, the state was just starting to give grades to districts and to schools. That was already finalized by the state. And so I asked the state, I said, give us what our grade would be. And you can see what our grade was in 2016. Look at what it is now. By the way, that matches now our suburban peers, North Side and Northeast. And the other thing we saw in 2016 was that the majority of our schools would have been F schools. The majority of what we call our school seats were F seats. So you can imagine we prioritized improving our schools. Look what has happened across the district. Now, by the way, we didn't have testing in 2020. But what we saw based on our projections, and we're very conservative, if we would have tested in the spring of 2020 when the pandemic first hit, that number you see in 2019 would have been down by 70%. So think about that. We would have had a record low number of what we call low performing seats. And so many of our teachers were actually disappointed that they couldn't show us those results. By the way, that was true in the South Side as well. And one of the things that you'll see with this slide is that the gains are at scale. It is not one or two schools. It is all schools are rising. 60, 70% of the schools are showing gains across the board. So again, what we're seeing is our district overall, there's a momentum that is built, and it leads to amazing results. And I'll show you in a second why. Because our graduation rates are rising. In fact, our dropout rate is the lowest that we've ever had in the district's history, now under 10% for the first time. And not only that, what's more important, our students are better prepared than ever before. What you're seeing here on this slide is the fact that our students now a higher percent of our students are graduating college ready. What does that mean? For our parents, when our students graduate and they go to college, if they're not college ready, based on the SAT, ACT, or the Texas Success Initiative assessment, our children have to take remedial classes. What does that mean? They got to take classes that don't count for graduation. You got to pay for them. I think that's a sin. I don't think that should happen to our students, but that's what was happening. We have now closed the gap with the state completely. And by the way, we're not stopping here. So we're growing the number of students that are college ready. And here, look what it's leading to. We're now at a record pace for scholarships. So our children, the scholarships that our children generated in 2020 was 100 million, twice what it was 5 years ago. This year is on track to be even a bigger record year. So that is what happens as our children are getting better prepared. They're able to get more scholarships. And whether they go to the community college, whether they go to a university, whether they stay here in San Antonio, that is really the goal, is for children to reach their dreams. It doesn't matter where they go, as long as it is their dream. Some of our children will join the military. That's okay, just like my brother. But what I want to make sure we reduce their obstacles. Money, financing is a big challenge for us. So that's why scholarships are such a big deal. So one of the reasons why we're seeing so much success, by the way, one of the things that we saw was that every high school, including Highlands High School, was projected to be at least at a B level based on what our results would have been in 2020. And so that's what our high schools have been leading the way. And now every high school has programs where our children can earn college credit. And I'm going to show you a video about the programs, including the one here in Highlands. The other thing is, and I get a lot of questions about parents saying, what about your old book ed programs? Because those were really good in the past. Well, here's the thing. Our programs, we weren't getting students with certificates. And so without certificates are needed so that students can then go either to community college or to go to a trade school and then finish it up, and then they can get a good paying job. Well, only 17 students were getting certificates that were graduating in our district. Look where we're at now in 2020. That number continues to rise. So these are certificates in healthcare, in IT, in fast-growing jobs in our community that they can then finish it up. And think of it as a relay race. We do part of it here in our high schools, but then they go to the community college or a trade school and they finish it up with the final certificate, and then they can work. So then they can use that, or they can continue their education, and that is our goal. So let me show you this video because I want you to see firsthand the programs that exist now in every one of our high schools. And when you look at these programs, I want you to keep in mind, the programs that we're setting up, they can be replicated. So you might see a program in one high school and you say, God, I wish that program was in this high school. We could. That's what we want parents to give us feedback and say, okay, these are the programs that are the most popular with your children. We'll replicate them. But the good news, all of these programs, they all earn college credit. And I'll tell you folks, there's nothing better than as a high school student for you to be able to earn college credit. And in many of these programs, you can earn an associate's degree before you finish high school. Think about that. You get your associate degree diploma before you even graduate from the high school. That's what happens in these programs.
A P-TECH program is a school within school model. That means that at K through 12, Institute of Higher Education, industry and business partners, we allow students to earn a high school diploma as well as a post-secondary credential.
There are several outcomes that we seek when we have students in a P-TECH program. We want them to connect with industry all the way starting from 9th grade all the way through 12th grade, and actually connect with industry partners so they get an understanding of what industry they're focusing their work in, and they are actually connected to people in the industry. So when they do graduate, they have the opportunity to create that network, those opportunities to get that work-based learning experience, to actually get a job once they graduate or continue their education.
The ideal classroom at Edison P-TECH School of Business is one where students are engaged, highly engaged in order to succeed, where you'll see a lot of project-based learning. You'll see students interacting with one another, creating ideas, learning from one another.
At the Construction Science P-TECH at City Limit High School, we actually have an emphasis within two main strands, our construction technologies, construction science and management. You learn more about the sciences behind the construction industry. So you actually get to learn how to become a foreman and be the boss of the work site. In the power generation and alternative energy pathway, our students will be learning different skills necessary to work on solar panels or wind turbines.
When you enter the hallways at Fox Tech High School, the first thing that you notice is that it's different than any other high school because it looks like a hospital. We teach students from day one how to conduct themselves as medical professionals.
A student should enroll in Cyber P-TECH at Sam Houston High School if they're interested in information technology, computers, coding, and mostly if they're wanting to be able to join the workforce immediately in a high-wage, high-demand job.
In the P-TECH program, students will spend some time here at Highlands campus and some time at St. Philip's College, getting to actually build and fix airplanes, working with electronics on our manufacturing equipment, and working with robotics and animation. It's a really hands-on program.
P-TECH students are prepared to graduate from high school with a post-secondary credential. It allows career and technical pathways to occur while they are in high school, preparing them for high-wage, high-demand jobs.
So I don't know about you guys, but I think that's very cool. And again, these programs can be replicated, but what I love is that our students get to focus on an industry. They get to do internships and job shadowing with the partners that we have. And we have USAA, we have Valero, we have HEB, some of the largest companies, plus we have the trades that work with us. And like I said, these programs can be replicated. So the goal is really, what we want is just to make sure that we motivate our children to get excited about school. Because if we can do that, everything else takes care of itself. And then I don't want to forget about fine arts. Our district has made some of the most significant investments in fine arts, and we're not done there yet, especially as we finish out with the 2020 bond. You know, one of the things that I would always tell all the staff of each of the high schools, make sure that you're getting what you need for your high school, because this is our chance to finish up all the high schools, whether it's our core classrooms, our fine art classrooms, our fields outside. We're going to finish it all, folks. But again, we made a lot of investments in fine arts because we know fine art is one of the things that motivates our students.
Parents and community members can rest assured that fine arts facilities and programs are a priority in the 2020 bond and the 2016 bond. All of our elementary students have access to a visual arts class, and all but 2 of our campuses have access to an elementary music program. At the secondary level, all of our academies and middle schools have access to at least 2 fine arts programs at each campus. And that can be theater, dance, visual art, and any of our music programs, which include mariachi, orchestra, choir, and band. And at the high school level, all of our neighborhood schools have access to at least 6 fine arts programs. Thanks to all of the attention and improvements that the district has invested in our fine arts programs, we've seen an immediate increase in student achievement. So there's a tremendous benefit to participation in the arts, and our community and district leadership understands that.
So now, again, we're going to continue to invest in the arts because we know it works. The other thing I want to talk about is our dual language program. So when I started back in 2015, we had 2 programs in a district, you know, this large. And now, fast forward to this fall, we will have over 60 programs. That means almost more than 60% of our schools will have dual language programs. And what I like about our dual language programs, it's not just talking about having children having 2 languages, having fluency in 2 languages. It's also about culture. One of the things that I saw when I came here was that so many of our English language learners were struggling, and what we knew at that time was dual language was the best option for them. And now we have not only our English language learners, but also English-speaking students taking advantage of these programs. By the way, those students now in the younger grades are starting to outperform the children in the district. And so that is what's happening in our district. And that's why these programs have become so popular. And we have them now across 60 of our schools out of 92 schools. And like I said, the goal is for them to be biliterate, bicultural, and for us to celebrate our language. And so now I want you to see a video. You know, during this pandemic, I have seen our technology team, our bus, our nutrition team, our transportation team really wanted to be part of the solution. And I want you to see a video of all that we're doing within technology, transportation, and food service.
Within the last 6-8 months, our district is truly a one-to-one district, both with Chromebooks and iPads. Now every student have their own dedicated device for learning. Another term that you hear in San Antonio is flagship classrooms. What those are model classrooms. They will be equipped with all the technology tools from the infrastructure, the laptop carts, the smart boards, all of the tools necessary for our future vision. Part of the technology strategy was learning everywhere. When they get on the bus in the morning, we wanted connectivity. When they get to school, we wanted connectivity anywhere on their campus. And the last piece of that puzzle was connectivity at home. So as a result of a partnership with the city of San Antonio, at the cost of $27 million, we have now started deploying internet access to our students' homes.
So we've got the coolest buses. All of them have Wi-Fi, so students can access tons of electronic books through the Bibliotech website that they can get on one of our buses. Our buses have GPS. They have a student badge program. All of our buses have both interior and exterior cameras. All of our route buses have AC. And then our new school buses have automatic anti-brake control and anti-skid control. Right now, about 40% of our school buses are propane. It emits fewer toxins. So our students who have asthma or breathing problems, it totally eliminates those for our students. So when the pandemic started, there was a concern about making sure that our students and our parents got food during this trying time. And so I know we called our drivers and all of them wanted to come in and help. We almost had about 100 school buses delivering meals. Each bus would deliver about 250 meals a day. And then we also delivered books as well, which was neat, and technology items as well too.
So now I'm gonna be introducing our trustee, Deborah Guerrero. She has been representing your area, District 3, and I'll tell you, always advocating for the schools here in the South. She is passionate about this community. So I want you to please, and again, because of work reasons, she couldn't be here in person, but she wanted to be part of this event. So please, let's give Ms. Guerrero a warm welcome. And I think hopefully we're ready to tune her in. Yep.
Thank you, Superintendent Martinez, and thank you, everybody, for being a part of this evening. Really, not only to celebrate the accomplishments of the district, but really so that we can all just talk about what we have so much to be proud of. We are truly have become a best-in-class model school district, something that we as a board from the very beginning always were hoping that we can get to. But really it takes great leadership. And Superintendent Martinez, especially these last 5 years under his leadership, we have truly seen a transformational change. You see it in the accomplishments of going from an F to a B within 5 years. You see it in the number of students that are going on to college, that are going on to and are career ready. And so not only the accomplishments that the superintendent just mentioned, all of that could not have been done were it not for all of you, the community, parents, support staff, teachers, principals, administrators. I'm so proud of my board colleagues for being a part of this change. And really what you heard a lot from what Pedro spoke about were collaborations with the business community, collaborations with neighbors and friends throughout the community, but all in the name of our students. He, as well as this entire group, have always put students first, academics first. And then COVID required us all to think about how do we keep that academic excellence going, and at the same time, keep our students, our teachers, and our support staff safe. And we have done that. We've done it because we're a resilient community, and now we still have so much more to do. And so tonight, I have the honor of talking about some highlights within the Highlands High School feeder pattern. And so I will go on to our first slide and talk about those schools that feed into Highlands High School and our Mighty Owls. We not only have the 3 middle schools, Rogers, Poe, and Hotwells, but also those from the academy, all feeding into the Highlands High School feeder pattern. We have our 7 elementary schools feeding into the middle school. Hotwells Middle School is actually our newest, and even though it's kind of a rebranded new middle school that will be renamed this next year. and repurposed. It'll be the old Connell High School, and it'll take in and not replace Ball, but it will go ahead and create that middle school tier again. But we've taken from the history of the area and renamed it Hot Wells Middle School. We also have steel as well as cast med that do not necessarily feed into Highlands High School, but are both campuses that, again, one we reopened, and one is a new campus that has where students within our District 3 boundaries have priority in attending, and they're both choice schools that we're very proud of, just as proud of as our neighborhood schools. In the next slide, we see highlights within the district that we're especially proud of. Highlands High School improved in all domains, and their overall score increased 10% from 69 to 79. And I'm sure that Dr. Julio Garcia is somewhere in that crowd, and we need to, if he is there, if he could stand up so everybody can give him a very big hand, because this gentleman took us into double-digit gains, student achievement. And before COVID, and I have to stress this even more so, had COVID not occurred, it would have been a B in 2020. And I know that under Dr. Penny Pruitt's leadership, we're going to see that B come next time when we go back to these ratings. But either way, we earned a distinction and designation in post-secondary readiness, meaning that our students were ready to go on to careers and to college. Shank, as Superintendent Martinez mentioned, earned an A rating, improving 2 letter grades, so much so that the state came and used us as that model, that example of what could be done, thanks to the leadership at that campus. Double-digit gains in academic growth, up 28 points, and they earned 6 out of 6 possible distinction designations. We're also very proud of Highland Park Elementary, who received an A rating from TEA. Highland Hills and Mission Academy both earned a B rating and 4 distinction designations. So very proud of these campuses and the leadership of these campuses. As Pedro mentioned, our dual language program has expanded, and as you can see, those listed are the campuses in dual language within District 3. We have more schools of choice where students throughout the district can come and attend and are attending our schools. And then our 3 Head Start schools with Smith, Foster, and Shank. Our P-Tech program, which you've heard a lot about, saw the great video, and so excited about what that will be at Highlands High School and where our students will go because of the P-Tech program. And then the Steele Montessori, where we took a school that had been shut down and we repurposed it, we reopened it, and we made it the first public Montessori school in the city. The first one free for our residents. And academically, it is just doing so well. And so let's go on to our scholars that are college bound. As of today, in District 3 from Highlands High School, our students have received notification of almost 3.5 million in scholarships just this year. And graduates are attending colleges across the city, state, and the nation. And you can see from this group of colleges where our students are going. And you wouldn't have seen this 5 years ago. But as Superintendent Martinez has always told us, if you raise the bar, students will always step up to that bar. If you raise the bar, teachers, community administrators will all help raise our children up to that bar. And you can see evidence of that just by the schools that our seniors will be attending next year. A couple of star students, and there are many, but we wanted to single out a few of them. Jalynn Crenshaw, our valedictorian at Highlands High School, a West Bridge scholar. She was matched with Washington University and received a full scholarship. Catherine Infante, our Dell Scholar. Catherine had the honor bestowed upon her that only 400 students nationwide received. This prize includes a $20,000 scholarship that is $20,000 that can be renewed annually. She receives all of those things that she needs, laptops and textbooks, as well as the support academically, financially, and emotionally to meet the life challenges of being in school. So congratulations, Catherine. And then, as you heard in the beginning of the program, Calvin Rodriguez. I was honored to be there when he was surprised by his All-Star student designation. And I am so happy to see that it continues with the scholarship that Superintendent Martinez just mentioned. He also is enlisting in the U.S. Navy with his twin brother, Kevin. And I'm sure Calvin, Kevin, and your entire family, congratulations for what you've achieved up to this point and what we know you will achieve in the future. And so all of this could not be done again without the help of every single group that I mentioned in the beginning. And there's so much more to see what Highlands High School can accomplish. And it comes with excellent leadership. Leadership that I'm about to introduce under the leadership of Dr. Penny Pruitt. Dr. Pruitt, because she deserves the title. Dr. Pruitt's passion for her students and for those that are working on behalf of the students and all her mighty owls is unparalleled. And I am so proud to be able to turn the presentation over to Dr. Penny Pruitt.
Thank you. So I want to talk about some of the things that we have to offer, as well as what our feeder pattern has to offer. First of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Highlands P-TECH. And we are in partnership with St. Philip's College. And it's a combination to provide technical courses to students, as well as that give them the opportunity to earn dual credit, earn an associate's degree, earn certifications in aerospace, engineering, manufacturing, and welding. But those partnerships, that's one partnership, but another crucial part of our partnership is those with industry partners. And we are currently in partnership with Texas Fame, SA Works, HEB, and then we receive support from the D. Howard Foundation. And so those are really critical for our students and will help take them into their work-based learning and teach them not only the technical skills they'll need to be successful, but also the professional skills as well. So some of the Highland P-TECH components, it's preparation for STEM careers, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics within the San Antonio region. And then they also have, like I said, access to dual credit courses. We are working to really grow their access to those, get them TSI qualified. That's been one of our focuses and will continue to be one of our focuses, so that they can have the potential to earn an associate's degree and then move on to a four-year college. And you should know that these dual credit classes and this associate degree and these certifications are all free of charge to the student. We are taking care of those in partnership with the college and our work-based partners. We will also make sure that we provide robust support for these students, and early college high school is a challenge for students. The courses are very rigorous and demanding, and so we will make sure that we have a fully committed academic counselor as well as a work-based learning partner. They'll have access to the AVID program, and they'll have access to the college advisors as well. And these students will have access, those that are in the dual credit program in the early college high school, they will have access to everything that St. Philip's students have access to as well. So they can go to their libraries, they can go to their writing centers, everything that a traditional St. Philip's student has access to, our students will also have access to. We also have a flagship CTE advanced lab on this campus, and we're going to show you a video of that. And I'm going to encourage you that when you leave here and go on your tours, you for sure make your way up to the second floor to room 2636, where you can see all of these items that we've received so far in action. But we have mobile fabrication stations, including a 3D printer, including mobile workbenches and tool boxes, and then high-end laptops. We have AR, VR stations with virtual CAD. That's the computer design and manufacturing training simulations. We also have an advanced collaborative robot, and that's the industry level robot that you sometimes see on TV that are used in the line productions, creating line production scenarios. And we have enhanced visualizations and presentations. So the teacher workstation has a large monitor, they have a smart board, and then students have whiteboards along the wall for training and diagramming and collaboration. And then of course we have things designed to engage the students and really draw them into the P-TECH area, such as wall graphics and featuring careers within the STEM field. So I'd like to show you now a video of our flagship classroom. So Highlands High School is not the only campus that has flagship classrooms in District 3. Highland Park Elementary also has flexible seating, audio systems, varied tech devices, an open area lounge for their students that have power sources so they can plug in and charge up their devices. They have a literacy hub, and they also have makerspace available to them. And then Edgar Allan Poe Middle School also has the flexible seating for students. They have varied technology devices, including 3D printers. They have open workspaces that have electrical outlets, so their students can also charge up as needed, and we know that we need more outlets and power strips than ever nowadays. They have robotic storage and display, and they have makerspace tools and resources for their students as well. And all of these classrooms are being completed this month, and they're models for the Bond 2020. So we also have Lighthouse 2.0 campuses. And these are the first-year campuses, and these are technology campuses. What they're going to be receiving are upgraded campus infrastructure, staff devices, buffer student devices, an electronic whiteboard with its height adjustment for the specific grade level, so the smaller kids, it will be at their level as well. They're providing professional development on a 1-to-3 ratio, and then they may receive audio systems, virtual classrooms set up such as the swivels, and then computer lab equipment. And our Lighthouse 2.0 campuses are Kate Shank, Smith Elementary, and Jaffet Academy. These campuses are also known as our showcase campus or classrooms. We have 3 already complete in the district. At Edgar Allan Poe Middle School, they also have a STEM dual language program that provides the students with STEM curriculum and prepares them for STEM high school coursework. And then they promote bilingualism in their dual language pathway with the cultural appreciation and literacy. And then they provide for social emotional learning there as well. And I'm pleased to have our feeder campuses have these dual language programs because next year Highlands will have a dual language program and it feeds right in. And so we've got the vertical alignment going on with these students, and we can continue to support them. In 2010, Highlands High School was the largest 2010 bond project. And I do hope you all get a chance to tour our campus, because it is an absolutely beautiful campus and they did an amazing job. It is a 2-story building, and it's designed to house around 2,400 students. As you can see, the auditorium was part of the 2000 bond, but on the walls, we have the original auditorium seats that they kept to maintain some of the history. The ROTC Center and Go Center are also state-of-the-art and designed to help prepare students for college. And then the renovations included a new cafeteria as well as new classrooms. So really the only original part of our building is our gymnasium, which is slotted also, it's my understanding, for the next bond, the 2020 bond. So in 2016, in the 2016 bond, Rogers Middle School, excuse me, also had classroom spaces and general learning spaces and special education spaces redesigned. They received new restrooms. They received art and music spaces. They got a new cafeteria and kitchen, a new auditorium, heating and ventilation, and air conditioning for them, as well as plumbing and electrical. They got a new technology infrastructure, received new lighting. They got fire sprinkler systems, and they have new special needs accessibility in their entryways, their restrooms, and other areas. And their front entry modifications help to improve security. So that allows visitors to be buzzed in. And then they receive new roofing and building exterior and site improvements. And you can see some pictures of Rogers Middle School there. So those are our feeder pattern schools and some of the upgrades they have had. We're going to open it up to question and answer at this time. I am going to release the Highlands teachers to go to their tables so they can be prepared for the tour and to answer your questions and provide you handouts.
That's okay. Thank you, Dr. Pruitt. And please, we gave out note cards, I believe, when you came in. So if you have a question, we can collect note cards from you. We did get it. We also are live streaming this. So we did get a question from one of our live streamers. And one of the questions was, next year, right now, our teachers are instructing our students both in person and remote at the same time. It's very difficult for our teachers. Our goal next year is to not have to do that. So next year, what we would like, and parents, we're gonna need your help on this. We're gonna be asking you for next year to register and also let us know whether you think your child will start remote or in person. And then the goal is for us to have dedicated teachers for our children that are gonna be remote and having dedicated teachers for our children in person. So the goal though is we need to have that information so we can be ready to plan. But that is the goal, because this year our teachers wanted to keep the children together because children have just been so stressed, but it's been very difficult for our teachers and for our students, both in person and remote. So next year, we are going to be adding additional staffing so that we could support schools to be able to have, programs for remote children and then programs for children in person. And again, the goal is we want to start with a higher number of children in person, but we will have programs for children that need to start remote. That is why I want to work with you to help your children get vaccinated. I want to help you get vaccinated if you choose to, so that we remove that obstacle for next year. So that's one of our goals. So that was the main question I got for streaming. And then there was a few questions we got about our programs. We had a question about our P-TECH program. How many students are getting college degrees? The P-TECH programs are new. But I can tell you, we've had our early college programs have been in existence for a long time. We have one at Travis that worked with San Antonio College. We have one at St. Philip's. And then we even have a program in Breckenridge High School. In those programs, 100% of the children graduate, 100%, and over 70 to 80% get associate degrees, and they actually get them before they even get their high school diploma. They actually go to their college graduation ahead of time. And then the other 20 to 30%, they finish up in a semester. Almost all of them go to universities, and they go to different universities, both within the state and around the country. For example, we have students right now at Johns Hopkins. We have students on the East Coast, different liberal art colleges, and of course at UT Austin, at College Station, at UTSA. So again, we have, these students have a great track record. The P-TECH program, they're going to be able to do the same thing, but the difference is instead of getting a degree in liberal arts, they're getting a degree in technology. They're getting a degree in engineering. They're getting a degree in construction science. So they're actually even more targeted. And it really is for students who are excited about those fields, for them to get that kind of jump start, so that even, again, they can hopefully either work from getting those degrees or continue their education all the way up to a bachelor's or above. So let me see if there's any other questions. And remember, we're going to be able to give you tours. So that's why Dr. Pruitt and her team are ready to do that for you. So I want to be sensitive of time. So I'm going to do our little 15-second teacher wait time just to make sure there's no questions. 15 seconds feels like a long time, right? So that's what teachers do every day, by the way. So again, everybody, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Please take advantage, take a look at the school. Dr. Pruitt and I will be here in case anybody wants to come up and ask any questions personally. But thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Highlands High School, home of the Mighty Owls. I am District 3 San Antonio Independent School Board Trustee, Deborah Guerrero. Highlands High School opened at its present location in 1958. Through Bond 2010, the campus went through a transformation. It received a whole new look in its mighty maroon colors that featured new classrooms, open spaces, a college-ready Go Center, a robotics room, science labs, counseling areas, and much, much more. We welcome you here to the campus to tour what will be your new home so that you can become familiar with a place where you will learn, play, and live. Highlands is launching a P-TECH program for high-demand, high-wage careers in aerospace, engineering, manufacturing, and welding. STEM classes in computer science, networking, IT, and computer science programming with other academic offerings like business management and entrepreneurship, law enforcement, health sciences, and teacher education. As you walk through the spacious hallways, you'll get a sense of your new surroundings. Friendly faces, modern areas, updated cafeteria, culinary arts rooms, and so much more. The auditorium received a complete and full renovation. It is stunning. You will notice that part of the decor includes the old wooden seats, repurposed as art. It is an amazing place to be. Through the work of our Bond 2020 program, Highlands will receive makeovers to the gym, locker rooms, and outdoor fields, and it will finally be completed and be the high school that everybody dreams to attend. One area that I love is the outdoor courtyards. Students can step outside for lunch, and it gives off a college-like atmosphere right here on the high school campus. We can't wait to welcome you here to Highlands High School, and we can't wait to see the great things that you will accomplish.